Hey.
It would be fatal for the nation to overlook the urgency of the moment. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring.
Yo, Joe, ready up. Joe, hello? Joe, we're gonna play this game. It says march through time. Hey. Sing it.
What? You got disconnected, bro? You're so bad. Are you live?
Do you like that song? Say Rocky. Say Rocky. That's fucking annoying. Rocky. It says march through time. March through time. March through time. Say it. My game. Oh. Literally going under the map. Let's go, Martin Luther King. Sing it. What the fuck? Is there screen block too?
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Oh my lord!
Oh my god, I'm the fastest man on earth.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having everyone stay here. I'll be kissing all of you. That guy is dead. Leave. Me too.
I wish you can get all these emotes in real life. Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it. I know, famous person.
Okay, this sucks.
No, it doesn't. The game hasn't started yet.
I wanna go home.
Let's go, baby.
What? Mashallah. We all kill each other?
No, this is where Martin Luther King is.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration of freedom in the history of our nation.
I'm not sick.
No. Dream, 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 dream.
A great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today.
Yeah, let's do it.
The Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as the great speaker the light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak.
Justice, 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 justice.
To end the long night of their captivity. But 100
Let's go up there.
years later,
Why?
the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro
Hey,
lives
oh.
on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society, finds himself in exile in his own
I
land.
got big booty.
So we've come here today to dramatize a shameful condition. In a sense, we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check. When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence,
That look.
they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
How do they do this?
It is obvious
I don't know.
today
Dude,
Yo,
you know this.
yo.
You know this was made like a long ass time ago.
insofar as her
Imagine
bro.
being over there and not watching this.
Hey Siri,
instead of honoring this sacred obligation.
who's Martin Luther King?
America has
Martin
given
Luther
the
King
Negro
Jr.
people
was an
a
American
bad check.
Baptist minister and
A
activist.
check which has come back marked insufficient funds.
He died in 1968.
Damn. You know you're streaming still, right?
But we refuse
Yeah.
to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt.
I have 200.
We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. So we've come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice. We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism.
Hey, why are you doing that, bro?
He's gay.
That guy Matt sucks, though.
Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice.
Sit your fat ass down, you fucking ugly drifts. Yeah, woo!
Our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time.
Yes! You go!
Make
You
justice
go,
a
you
reality
beautiful
for
guy.
all of God's children.
You go, you beautiful human being.
It would be fatal for the nation to overlook the urgency of the moment.
That
This
person's
sweltering
ruining it.
summit of the Negro's legitimate discontent.
Yeah, move.
Bro, move your fat bean-headed ass on, bitch.
Until that
You
is
fucking
an
ugly
invigorating
Nazi.
autumn of freedom and equality.
Let's go, Martin Luther King.
1963.
Bro, imagine Martin Luther King just like sticks his head out.
Those who
Hey, yo.
I'm gonna be so
the
scared that
Negro
he's like,
needed to blow
let's
out
have a dream. I'm like,
Yeah.
and will now be content. Will have a rude awakening if the nation returns to business as usual.
Wow, the people that are there are disrespectful. They're leaving.
There will be neither rest nor tranquility in America till the Negro is granted his citizenship rights. The whirlwinds of revolt will continue to shake the foundations of our nation until the bright day of justice emerges. That is something that I will say to my people who stand on the warm threshold which leads into the palace of justice. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds.
Hey.
Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred.
Freedom!
We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane of dignity and discipline.
Here, let's go to Abraham.
Protests to degenerate into physical violence. Again and again, we must rise to the majestic height.
Cheese gang.
Meeting physical force with soul.
Just gonna explore.
The marvelous new militancy.
Alright, bro, I'll be right back. I wanna go see Abraham Lincoln though.
Abraham Lincoln.
We love Martin Luther King and Abraham.
They have come to realize that their freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom.
Men.
We cannot walk alone. As we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead.
Matt, look.
We cannot turn back.
Hey, bro,
There are those who are asking the devotees of civil rights, when will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality. We can never be satisfied as long as our body is heavy with the fatigue of travel, cannot gain lodging in the motels of the highways and the hotels of the city.
Got myself a new friend.
We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro's basic mobility is from a smaller ghetto to a larger one. We can never be satisfied as long as our children are stripped of their selfhood and robbed of their dignity by signs stating for whites only.
I'm fucking.
We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro in Mississippi cannot vote and a Negro in New York believes he has nothing for which to vote. No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream.
What?
He has a dream.
I got sent back.
He has a dream.
He does?
Martin Luther King has a dream.
Some of you have come here
No.
out of great trials and tribulations.
I'm the only one here.
Or a jail cell. Some of you have come from areas where your quest for freedom left you battered by the storms of persecution, staggered by the winds of police brutality. You have been the veterans of creative.
Because we're not racist.
I know, we have to stay here.
That unearned suffering is redemption.
You're ugly.
Go back to Mississippi. Go back to Alabama. Go back to South Carolina. Go back to Georgia. Go back our northern
We
cities,
love you, Martin.
knowing that somehow this
I blew
situation
my
can
kiss.
and will be changed.
I got sneeze.
Let us not wallow in the
Never
valley of despair. I say to you today,
I
my
gotta draw
friend,
something for him.
We say you.
Oh no, stay at the same time. Same time. 3, 2, 1. So that was perfect timing.
so even though we face the
Yay!
difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a
Is that
dream.
your crush over there, Matt?
It is a dream
Matt, it's your
deeply rooted
crush.
in the American dream. I have a dream. One day,
Hey,
this
hey!
nation
Hey,
will
yo!
rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed.
It's because
We
I'm black.
hold these truths to be that all men are created equal.
He's racist.
I know.
Here, stop doing that.
Slaves and the sons of former
Booty,
slaves
booty, booty.
will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. One day, even the state of
Certified.
Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream.
You have a dream.
My
What
four
are we
little
doing?
children one day
Bro,
live
he
in
has a
nation
dream.
where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but
Wow,
by
I'm the only one
content
over
of
here
their
because I'm not
character.
racist.
I have a dream today.
Yeah.
I have a dream that one day down in Alabama with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, a little black boy
Bro,
and
we're
black
the only ones
girl
here.
will be able to join hands with little white
We're
boys and
certified.
white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
Yes, sir! Dream.
I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted.
You don't
Every
care
hill
about
and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed in all the life.
We love you, Martin.
This is our hope.
We love you.
I mean, maybe these fucking other racist people don't, but I do.